Hi, hello, how are you all this fine day? I hope that if you're here, you subscribe to this channel if you're not already, and you check out the description box because there's going to be some great resources down there, as well as social media, my website, my weekly newsletter. Just throwing it all out there, and you gotta catch it, otherwise it's gonna hit you in the face. I am grateful to be discussing this topic with you in light of society generally bringing up all of these places of injustice that we have ignored and let slip through the cracks of every facet of our lives. Mostly referring to our racial injustice, but as well as it's Pride Month, so sexual orientation, our ideas of gender, that's awesome stuff that we're doing. But there's still some areas of society, of our marginalized populations that we still ignore, that we are still not fluent with, and we really don't know much about it. And herein lies disability justice. Ta-da! You can probably tell what that means just based off of the term itself, but keep it simple. Disability justice is actually finding value in all people regardless of their abilities, whether that is in their body, in developmental, in mental. There's so many different forms of disability, and so many that there's still so much judgment, which is just a product, funny, product capitalism. It's just a product of how our society has been built. There is the ingrained mentality that your value is in what you can do and what work you can produce, and you are less worthy of having basic human rights if you are not contributing to the great capitalism machine. And then we're just all cogs in the machine. But disability justice is so important. I'm speaking as someone that it is both a blessing and a curse that my disability and disabilities are invisible. You can't see them. Obviously, some disabilities are very clear, and you can have someone and say, oh, they are not able-bodied, oh, they have some sort of blindness or hearing, or again, so many, and I'm probably going to forget a ton, so correct me if you need to correct me, but autism is a disability technically, and mental illness is in many ways a disability. Depression is one of the most prevalent disabilities, and we might not even consider that. And we probably don't consider it a disability because most people still work and do life with depression, anxiety, and we even tend to have language around the functioning abilities of those with disabilities and put them on different pedestals of like, it's better if you are a high functioning disabled person. You might call myself high functioning, which functioning labels are absolute trash, if you didn't know that already. And we devalue those that we deem low functioning, which include mental illnesses like schizophrenia, like borderline personality disorder, and we think of developmental disabilities, and there's so much stigma about disabilities that it's really alarming, and we need to prioritize disability justice, because without disability justice, we would not have we wouldn't have accommodations in the workplace. We would not have any sort of social security, of a supplemental income, of benefits. We wouldn't really have anything without disability justice. You would not see ramps where there are otherwise stairs. You would not have the bumps on the edges of a sidewalk when you're crossing the street, so those with vision impairments can still live their lives. There's so much, and we just don't even think about it, which is why I'm going to leave some resources that I found really useful in the description box below. And I especially want to bring this up because as we are discussing more about the great injustice of our law enforcement and our policing system, half of the victims of police brutality are disabled. We've been focusing a lot on the Black community, which is amazing, which we really need to do, but it still stands that half of all victims of police brutality are disabled. Because imagine you're going down the street and you see someone and you find them suspicious because they're not acting as you would deem normal. And many of the mannerisms that go along with different disabilities, but especially neurodiversity, such as just being uncomfortable in conversation and not giving eye contact. Our society has deemed those mannerisms as signs of guilt and signs of suspicion, which is a huge problem. And it demonizes people with disabilities, disabled people, and it's about time that rather than disabled people having to fit into these unrealistic standards, that the rest of society starts doing their part to educate themselves and to uplift disabled voices in any form, and start making this world more accommodating, because all forms of diversity make us all more resilient. And if we build a society that is directly tailored to those that are the most oppressed and marginalized, that means everyone is taken care of. Nobody is left behind and silenced. So please, I really suggest that you check out everything that's in the box below. Please share your comments and thoughts around disability justice to keep this conversation going. And thank you so much for taking the time to watch this. So many blessings and well wishes to you. And I will see you all next time.